Ladies and gentlemen, today we stand at a pivotal moment in our lives and in our relationships. It's a moment that calls for courage, clarity, and a deep sense of purpose. We live in a world where connections are abundant, yet true connection seems to elude us more often than not. We are surrounded by people, yet many of us feel lonelier than ever before. The title of today's discourse, "It's Time to Ghost Everyone," may initially strike as provocative or even harsh. But let us delve deeper into its essence. Ghosting, a term often associated with sudden disappearance, has sadly become a norm in our digital age. In today's hyper-connected world, time and attention have become the most precious commodities we possess. Yet, they are often the most undervalued. Think about it. Your time is finite, ticking away moment by moment, and your attention is the gateway through which you experience life. Where you direct these resources defines the quality of your existence. We live in a culture that celebrates busyness and multitasking. We wear our packed schedules like badges of honor, yet we fail to realize that the constant bombardment of distractions, from emails to social media to endless notifications, is not just stealing our time, but fragmenting our attention. Every interruption, every mindless scroll takes a piece of our focus and leaves us depleted. It's not just about how much time we have in a day, it's about how intentionally we use it. Consider this. If you had a bank account that deposited $86,400 into it every morning, but at the end of the day, whatever you didn't spend was gone, wouldn't you be meticulous about how you used it? And that's exactly what happens with the 86400 seconds we receive each day. Once a second is gone, you can never get it back. Are you spending your seconds on the people and activities that truly matter? I mean, when we give our time and attention to people, we're giving them a part of ourselves. That's why it's so important to be deliberate about where these resources go. Are you investing in relationships that nurture you, challenge you to grow, and bring joy to your life? Or are you spreading yourself thin, giving pieces of your attention to people and situations that leave you feeling drained and unfulfilled? Moreover, our attention shapes our reality. What we focus on grows. When you devote your attention to meaningful pursuits, to loved ones, or to personal growth, you cultivate a life rich in purpose and fulfillment. But if your attention is scattered among countless trivialities, your life starts to feel just as scattered. Reclaiming your time and attention means learning to say no. It means setting boundaries with the people and obligations that don't align with your values. It's not about being selfish, it's about being intentional. By protecting your time and focus, you ensure that you can give your best self to the people and passions that truly deserve it. Time and attention are not infinite. They are your most valuable resources because they determine the quality of your life. Guard them carefully, spend them wisely, and invest them in the places where they will create the greatest impact. When you do, you'll find yourself living a life that feels deeply aligned, purposeful, and fulfilling. In a world where social media followers, friend counts, and networking connections are often equated with success, it's easy to fall into the trap of valuing quantity over quality in our relationships. But the truth is, having many connections doesn't necessarily mean you have meaningful ones. The depth of our relationships matters far more than their breadth, and prioritizing quality over quantity is one of the most important steps toward a fulfilling and emotionally healthy life. The illusion of connection. We live in an age of hyperconnectivity, where a simple tap on a screen can connect us to hundreds, if not thousands of people. While technology has made communication easier, it has also made relationships more superficial. A like on a photo or a comment on a post might feel like a connection, but it doesn't compare to the depth of a real, meaningful conversation. We often mistake these surface level interactions for true relationships, but they leave us feeling empty when we need genuine support or understanding. The cost of spreading yourself too thin. When we try to maintain too many relationships, we risk spreading our emotional energy too thin. Time and attention are finite resources, and every relationship requires an investment of both. By trying to keep up with too many people, we often fail to nurture the relationships that matter most. As a result, the quality of our interactions diminishes, and even our closest connections can start to feel neglected. Think about the people in your life who truly matter. Those who have been there for you in moments of joy and sorrow, those who inspire you to grow, and those who accept you for who you are. These are the relationships worth prioritizing. They are the ones that provide a sense of belonging, support, and love. But for these connections to thrive, they need time, effort, and attention. The power of depth in relationships. Deep relationships bring a richness to life that cannot be measured by quantity. These connections allow us to be vulnerable, to share our authentic selves, and to feel truly understood. They foster trust, mutual respect, and a sense of security that is impossible to achieve in superficial interactions. When we focus on quality, we create spaces where we can grow together, face challenges, and celebrate victories in meaningful ways. Service, choosing to prioritize quality. Prioritizing quality over quantity in relationships often requires difficult decisions. It may mean letting go of acquaintanceships that feel one-sided or toxic. It may involve stepping back from social obligations that don't align with your values or drain your energy. This isn't about burning bridges or isolating yourself. It's about being intentional with your time and emotional investment. Start by asking yourself, who are the people in my life who genuinely uplift me, who challenges me to be better, who supports me unconditionally, and who values me for who I am? These are the relationships that deserve your focus. Cultivating meaningful connections. Once you identify your core relationships, invest in them wholeheartedly. Be present when you're with these people. Listen actively, show appreciation, and create moments of shared meaning. Quality relationships aren't built on grand gestures. They're nurtured through consistent acts of kindness, understanding, and connection. It's also important to remember that meaningful relationships are a two-way street. While you're prioritizing quality, ensure you're giving as much as you're receiving. Be the kind of person others can count on, and you'll attract the same energy in return. The gift of fewer, better relationships. When you choose to prioritize quality over quantity, you'll notice a shift in your life. Instead of feeling drained by maintaining numerous shallow connections, you'll feel enriched by a handful of deep, meaningful relationships. You'll have people to lean on, confide in, and celebrate with. A network of true support that adds immense value to your life. The power of intentionality. Intentionality begins with clarity. Clarity about who you are, what you value, and what you want to bring into your life. Without this clarity, we can easily drift through life, reacting to circumstances rather than shaping them. Intentionality is about taking ownership of your choices and focusing on what truly matters. In relationships, intentionality means putting thought and care into how you show up. It's about asking yourself questions like, am I giving this person my full attention? Does this interaction align with my values? How can I bring positivity, empathy, or value to this connection? Being intentional doesn't mean every interaction must be profound. It simply means being fully present and thoughtful, whether you're having a deep conversation with a close friend or sharing a laugh with a colleague. When you approach relationships with this mindset, you create a foundation of respect, trust, and genuine connection. Living authentically in a performance-driven world. Authenticity is about being real, honest, and true to yourself, even when it's uncomfortable or inconvenient. In a culture that often celebrates curated images, polished personas, and superficial achievements, authenticity can feel like a bold act of defiance. Yet it is authenticity that builds trust and fosters genuine relationships. Living authentically requires self-awareness. You have to know who you are, your strengths, weaknesses, values, and boundaries, and have the courage to express that to the world. It's not about being perfect, it's about being real. People are drawn to authenticity because it is rare, refreshing, and deeply human. Being authentic also means letting go of the need for constant approval. It's recognizing that not everyone will like or understand you, and that's okay. What matters is that the people who do connect with you are doing so for who you truly are, not for a facade you've created. The intersection of intentionality and authenticity. When you combine intentionality and authenticity, something powerful happens. You stop wasting energy on superficial interactions and start building deeper, more meaningful connections. You attract people who resonate with your values and repel those who don't align with your authentic self. This doesn't just enhance your relationships, it creates a ripple effect that touches every aspect of your life. For example, in your career, being intentional and authentic might mean pursuing work that aligns with your passions and values rather than chasing titles or salaries. In your personal life, it could mean setting boundaries with people who drain your energy and prioritizing those who uplift you. In your day-to-day interactions, it's about showing kindness, speaking truthfully, and listening with empathy. Practical steps to be intentional and authentic. Define your core values. Take time to reflect on what truly matters to you. Your values are your compass, guiding your decisions and actions. When you know your values, you can make choices that feel aligned and meaningful. And so, practice mindfulness. Intentionality requires presence. When you're fully present in a moment, you can engage authentically with those around you. Practice mindfulness by slowing down, listening attentively, and being aware of your thoughts and feelings. Set boundaries. Protect your time and energy by setting clear boundaries. This isn't about shutting people out. It's about ensuring your actions and relationships align with your priorities. Embrace vulnerability. Authenticity often requires courage. It means being honest about your feelings, admitting when you don't have all the answers, and allowing yourself to be seen as you truly are. Vulnerability is not a weakness. It's a strength that fosters deep connection. Say no when necessary. Being intentional sometimes means saying no to people or opportunities that don't align with your values or goals. Saying no is an act of respect for yourself and your time. Celebrate progress, not perfection. Authenticity doesn't mean you have to have everything figured out. It's about embracing the process of growth and showing up as your true self, flaws and all. The rewards of intentional and authentic living. When you live with intentionality and authenticity, you invite greater meaning and fulfillment into your life. Your relationships deepen because people feel your sincerity and respect your honesty. You experience less stress because you're not constantly trying to please others or maintain a facade. Most importantly, you build a life that feels aligned with who you truly are. And every one of us is the author of our own life story. Yet so often we allow others, whether they be family, friends, society, or even our past selves, to write our narratives for us. Reclaiming your narrative means taking control of your story, shaping it with intention, and living a life aligned with your purpose. It's about stepping out of the passenger seat and taking the wheel, driving your life in the direction you choose. The power of your narrative. Your narrative is the lens through which you see yourself in the world. It shapes your identity, influences your decisions, and determines how you respond to challenges and opportunities. When your narrative is rooted in your true values and aspirations, it can empower you to live boldly and authentically. However, when it's dictated by external forces, it can leave you feeling lost, unfulfilled, and disconnected from your true self. Many of us inherit narratives from the world around us. These might include societal expectations, cultural norms, or the voices of authority figures who tell us who we should be and what we should value. While these influences can provide guidance, they can also constrain us, limiting our vision and stifling our potential. Reclaiming your narrative means questioning these inherited scripts and deciding for yourself what kind of life you want to lead. Why you need to reclaim your narrative. When you allow others to define your story, you lose touch with your own purpose. You might find yourself chasing goals that don't truly resonate with you, staying in situations that no longer serve you, or silencing your dreams to meet someone else's expectations. Over time, this can lead to frustration, resentment, and a sense of emptiness. Reclaiming your narrative is about breaking free from these constraints. It's about acknowledging that you have the power to choose who you want to be, how you want to live, and what legacy you want to leave behind. It's not about rejecting everything that's come before. It's about discerning what aligns with your authentic self and letting go of what doesn't. Living with purpose. Living with purpose is the natural outcome of reclaiming your narrative. Purpose is the why behind everything you do. It gives meaning to your actions and provides a sense of direction, even in the face of uncertainty. When you live with purpose, you're no longer just going through the motions, you're living intentionally with clarity and conviction. Your purpose doesn't have to be grand or world-changing. It might be as simple as being a loving parent, creating art that inspires others, or contributing to your community in meaningful ways. What matters is that it resonates deeply with you, igniting a sense of passion and fulfillment. Steps to reclaim your narrative and live with purpose. Reflect on your current narrative. Start by examining the story you're currently living. Whose voice is the loudest in your decisions? Are you pursuing goals because they genuinely matter to you or because they're expected of you? Identifying where your narrative feels misaligned is the first step toward reclaiming it. Define your core values and beliefs. Your values are the foundation of your narrative. Take time to clarify what truly matters to you, your principles, passions, and non-negotiables. These will serve as a compass, guiding your decisions and helping you stay true to yourself. Let go of limiting beliefs. Often the stories we tell ourselves are shaped by fear, doubt, or past failures. These limiting beliefs can hold us back from pursuing our dreams or taking risks. Reclaiming your narrative means challenging these beliefs and replacing them with empowering ones. Set intentional goals. Once you've clarified your values and purpose, set goals that reflect them. These goals should inspire you, stretch you, and align with the life you want to create. Remember, your goals don't have to impress anyone else. They only need to resonate with you. Surround yourself with supportive people. The people you surround yourself with can either reinforce your reclaimed narrative or pull you back into old patterns. Seek out relationships that uplift you, challenge you to grow, and support your journey. Let go of toxic connections that hinder your progress. Practice gratitude and self-compassion. Reclaiming your narrative is a process, and it won't always be easy. Along the way, practice gratitude for the progress you've made and show compassion for yourself when you stumble. Celebrate small wins and remind yourself that growth takes time. Take ownership of your choices. Living with purpose requires taking responsibility for your life. This means owning your decisions, embracing your successes, and learning from your failures. It's about recognizing that while you can't control everything, you always have the power to choose your response. The rewards of reclaiming your narrative. When you reclaim your narrative and live with purpose, your life begins to feel more authentic and fulfilling. You wake up each day with a sense of direction and motivation, knowing that your actions are aligned with your values. Challenges become opportunities for growth, and even setbacks hold meaning because they're part of a story you're proud to tell. Reclaiming your narrative also has a ripple effect on those around you. When you live authentically and with purpose, you inspire others to do the same. You create a legacy of courage, resilience, and intentionality, showing others that it's possible to lead a life that's true to who they are. In a world that constantly demands our time, attention, and energy, it's easy to lose sight of what truly matters. But the power to reclaim your life and shape it into something meaningful lies within you. By recognizing that your time and attention are your greatest assets, you can start directing them toward relationships and pursuits that truly enrich your life. By prioritizing quality over quantity in your connections, you create a foundation of depth, trust, and mutual growth. By living with intention and authenticity, you not only honor your true self, but also inspire others to do the same. And by reclaiming your narrative and living with purpose, you take control of your story, ensuring that it reflects your values and aspirations. End quote.